All right, so Alejandro and my project took inspiration from the Pulse Sensor Lab, in which we used the Pulse Sensor library. However, we figured that we could also additionally add some benefits to it by allowing it to connect virtually to particular channels that are more convenient for other individuals to access. These channels in question are email, Facebook wall post, as well as a phone notification on a connected device. And the manner in which we're able to do this is through the application of the One Shield device right here on top. This basically, through an application on a phone which is connected through Bluetooth, allows you to access the internet through your phone and through the capabilities of a smartphone. And so the way our device works is basically, here we can see the blue light allows the user to visualize his or her BPM at the moment. Additionally, whenever the red light is shining, and that means that the biodata in question is not being sent virtually to any of the channels that we've discussed. However, when you press this push button right here, this green button will light up, and simultaneously it allows you to know that you are sending the data to the locations of interest. So for explanatory purposes, the channels we have chosen is my email address right here. So at the push of this button, an email should open up telling me what my BPM is, a phone notification on this phone, and then also a Facebook wall post, which we'll show you over there. All right, so let's see. As you can see here, the phone notification shows you that the BPM, it keeps updating over and over again. But you see 74, 73. And then here, if I refresh my email, I should have multiple new emails. This is, for example, the BPM is 74. The user's BPM is provided in this email. And then finally, if we go to the Facebook wall post, it'll show you on our fake account that we made for explanatory purposes, the same exact message basically. And so, as I mentioned before, there are multiple benefits to this in comparison to the IoT device we had used previously. Specifically, with the One Shield device, we're sending this to locations that are much more easily accessible for the end user, for the people in question. Everyone checks their email frequently, a phone notification is immediate, and Facebook wall posts, although perhaps a little annoying, are also very easily accessible. Whereas with the previous IoT device, the particle that we had used, it sent it to a particular channel that is probably not easily accessible for the end users because they don't conveniently check it in their everyday lives.
I can chime in as well.
Okay.
I just wanted to add like some of the uses that we plan to apply our project for is, for example, the elderly. So a lot of times, families have, their grandparents living elsewhere and do not have as easy access to their health as they would like to. So this is a good way to keep track, of old people and, their heart rate, which is very important to their health. And you can access it wherever you are, just by having an internet connection. You can make them the Facebook page or get notifications to your email about, how their health is doing, make sure that they're doing well, and if anything abnormal, so if they're outside like the recommended ranges of their doctor, you can, call the doctor up and make sure to check up on them.
Yeah, so as Alejandro mentioned, the biggest advantage is most likely convenience of access to the data. Additionally, we can get into some of the hardware associated with how this works. So the analog input is the push button, as you know. Once again, when you press the push button, data is sent, and the light turns from red to green, indicating that data is being sent. So those are the LED outputs. The third LED output is basically connected through the Pulse Sensor library, and it allows you to visualize your BPM. Additionally, in terms of software, we can see in the code that we have accessed a variety of different libraries. Particularly, we have the Arduino, basically the include email shield, include terminal shield, include notification shield, include Facebook shield. These are all libraries within the One Shield library, which is the device that we purchased. Additionally, we have the Pulse Sensor Playground library, which we have also used specifically for the pulse sensor to gather the actual biodata. And then if we go down, the way which we use the One Shield library is just through simple lines of code. The if loops is basically whenever a pulse sensor has been notated or has been documented by the pulse sensor library, in which case a BPM has been sensed, then all of these messages are sent to the outputs that we have discussed. And finally, to discuss some of the improvements that we would like to see in a future iteration of the same device, I think our inspiration came from IoT devices that are much more sleek and easier to carry around, less cumbersome. Particularly, they're usually attached to the wrist, whereas here, this is attached to the ear, which is not as ideal for an individual. Additionally, we'd probably keep a 3D printed encasing for the device that is much more sleek, much more ergonomic, but also much more portable. And finally, I think instead of 3 LEDs, one thing that we could use is an LCD that tells you you're submitting or transmitting information to the locations that you would like, and maybe even an LCD that's able to look at, provide the actual heartbeat data, the actual pulses instead of just the blinking. And with that, I think that is our project. We had a great time doing it.
Thank you.